I just finished a session with a client, a transformational coaching session, and I just wanted to share some of the insights from the session with him and some of the teachings that I was sharing within the coaching because it was just so powerful and I felt that you guys deserve to know it too. So, if you are experiencing a dynamic, and this teaching is specifically for men in partnership with your wife, your girlfriend, your relationship. So, if you are experiencing a moment where your partner, she's doing something that you don't understand, or that it's causing you to feel a real sensation of being triggered and angered and upset. So, the invitation here is instead of going to the CCs, this is a term that I use for this particular moment, something I created. CC is where you stun your opponent, right? And you try to stop them from taking that move or doing the thing that you wouldn't prefer they do, right? So instead of doing that, the C's represent control or critique. Instead of doing that, because those particular responses don't actually give you the result you want, which is a deeper connection with your wife, with your girlfriend, with your partner. And it causes a shutdown in a woman's body. It causes her to be turned off. It causes her to be disengaged. It causes her to be defensive and to honor, and protect her own point of view because she doesn't feel what? She doesn't feel understood. And that is what the majority of women and females want to feel. When we feel understood, that opens this whole realm of sweetness and joy and more polarity and passion in the partnership. But if we feel critiqued or controlled, you are not going to elicit the best type of behavior that would actually generate a deeper, richer connection in the partnership. So instead of doing the CC, right, what I was working with my client on, guiding him into, is I want you to look at what is motivating her behavior. Get curious about it. Ask her, what inspired you to do this? And try to say it without a disdain in your voice or without a judgment in your voice, but actually try to be curious to understand. What feeling does this create for you when you do whatever it is that she's doing, right? Something that triggers you. When you get curious and understand her motivating factor, you are taking a moment to honor her humanity and her dignity, which is the same thing you'd want in return if you were doing something new or you were doing something different that maybe caused her to feel triggered or want you to stop doing, right? So it's giving out that which we want to receive, right? And then also, what I was encouraging my client into is when you notice that trigger come up for you, the inner work is to be able to identify what is the underlying need within this outward expression of the maladaptive behavior, which is the control or critique, right? Which doesn't build a bridge to connection at all. And it doesn't give you the ultimate result of what you want, which is to be more bonded with your partner. Identify what is that core need. So go deeper and deeper. Why does this trigger me? Why is this upsetting for me? Oh, maybe it's I don't feel included when she does this thing. So if you can identify that core root, that core feeling, and you communicate from there, babe, I want to be supportive of you in this thing that you're doing, but when I see you doing that, it causes me to feel not included. So what can we do so that we feel together in this? That is a way that you ask a connection question that allows you to build a bridge towards genuinely connecting with your partner. And it's going to give you an unfair advantage to understanding women.